I'm gonna be recording my monitor for this because while we were waiting, I recorded a like 20-minute video of Doom 3, just some gameplay, so I'll have something to put up there.
You want me to change the picture?
No, I don't care. No, no, I didn't bring that up. For the sake of that, I was just saying, yes, my fans will be greatly offended by the word ass.
Well, I mean, there's the word ass, and then it's also implying to do something with said ass. So I just want to make sure.
I actually, and I'll be uploading the video so you can see it on YouTube, but I was just sitting here looking at the Skype, and I saw his picture change to the anime picture, just randomly. It's not that the anime picture is that particularly funny, it's just, bloop, now we got anime going on here, I don't know.
That's right. Izumi Kanata commands you to watch more anime.
I want to watch anime, but then I see a lot of anime and I go,
Well, it's a lot like TV. There's a lot of really crappy programs out there.
yeah.
You gotta find one that actually hits you the way you want it to.
Well, there's, just like drugs, there's...
Slide it right up the ass.
I like how this fucking show just turned into butt sex at random. Yeah, I like Cowboy Bebop and Dragon Ball Z and
You ever watch Dragon Ball Z Abridged?
Well, let's
yeah. Yo,
save this for
let's
the
just
show, 'cause
yo,
that's a good topic.
let's just start the fucking show. Let's see if I'm actually recording. I'm recording on Skype and I'm recording my monitor. Hopefully nothing breaks. Okay. Hello everyone. You were listening to the video Gabecast episode 18. Joining me for the first time in a long time, McChubbers.
Yep.
I got the Doom 3 covered up with fucking browser shit. Newcomer, introduce yourself, because I don't know how to, yeah.
Hey everyone, my name is Kazushi.
Haro Kazushi, Moshi Kazushi. Now every Japanese listener will promptly remove me from their podcast feed for sounding like a horrible racist. My uncle's wife is Japanese, and my yeah, I don't think you have to worry about that. But she wasn't pleased at the fact that my grandma gave her like it was like oil from like a cherry blossom or something. It was like cherry blossom oil. She got all offended about that.
Down their sacred trees.
Well, I don't think it was like a tree murder thing. I think it was like she was annoyed that she was like, dadgum it. That's how Japanese people talk, apparently. Dadgum tree murder. She just thought she was being profiled, I think. It just seemed a little... If you're Japanese and someone gives you something involving cherry blossoms, I could see why you'd be offended, but also my grandma's, like, old and probably doesn't know a whole lot about Japanese culture, so there's also that.
Yeah, just trying to do something nice.
Yeah, I try not to get offended by people's intent. You know, if they're ignorant, then so be it, but, anyway, that has nothing to do with anything.
Off topic already.
Yeah, right. Well, we're gonna need to be considering the gaming industry is dead. There's no games for 6 months, guys.
Darn it.
Right.
So if you bought those new consoles, I bet they're looking real shiny.
I don't know.
Probably getting a little dusty.
Yeah.
There was one game that didn't.
Titanfall, that went away.
That was a
Really?
game.
Yeah, for about 5 minutes.
No, what was the name of the game? Where you were the guy with the cell phone, you go around and you listen to these conversations.
Watchdogs?
That's on
Yeah.
everything, though.
See, it already died.
There ain't. Okay, first of all, I took one look at Watch Dogs before it came out, and I was like, this doesn't look next gen at all. Not from a graphical perspective or from a I haven't played this before perspective. And just like I thought, it's more effective just to shoot everybody than to bother with all that hacking.
So, did you know on Watch Dogs, for the E3 footage they put out last year, they were actually running a special graphical update on it
Yeah.
With much more intense graphics than it was released with. A few months after it was released, like maybe I'm gonna take a guess, 3 weeks ago, they went ahead and released that graphics package for people to use on their computers. So yeah.
Yeah, you know, it would make sense that they were showing like a better looking PC version that's acceptable, but to release the PC version
And still have a look like that.
I mean, I guess it's Ubisoft, so we should just expect our lives to be horribly ruined by every PC release that they put out, because they don't like PC games, apparently.
With all the Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I've heard that Ubisoft has had a bad job with launching PC games.
Yeah.
Like, they get patched up, but I'm looking at this Doom 3 gameplay, and I'm just getting really angry that I'm not playing it right now. I should... Here, actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to hit the start streaming button, so you two can actually view. Yeah, you can watch me dance around naked on the webcam on Twitch. No,
Finally.
That's my hopes and dreams.
oh my God, there's a better response than I could have.
Slide right in.
Depends. Depends what you're looking for.
Use care.
Depends if you want it like that. Oh, this podcast is getting creepy. It's just my same reaction when I watch South Park and I laugh and then I feel very, very guilty. Yeah. Okay, here you go, guys. I like how everybody that's gonna listen to this this podcast is just basically sitting in on a personal conversation. They don't know what the fuck is going on. So,
Editing.
Alright. So what are we watching here?
this is just the this is just the broadcast of the Doom 3 video. So it's basically all you're gonna see. I recommend hitting the mute button on that
Yeah,
video.
I did. 'Cause,
How's that feedback? Yep.
God, feedback.
You know, it reminds me of South Park where the guy's like, got a raging clue right now. Neither of you have watched South
over
Park.
there.
Okay, there you go. There you go. I just finished watching almost all of South Park. I stopped on like the last two because it's Game of Thrones stuff, and I haven't seen the last two seasons, and I'm terrified they're gonna spoil it for me.
Well, Dumbledore died. Yeah.
Shut up! Oh wait, that's Harry Potter. Shut up! I almost said Larry Potter. Oh God. Okay. News. Video game news. I'm shouting into my microphone.
Video game news.
Yes. What happened to Microsoft? Did the aliens invade and remove 18,000 employees? And then Microsoft covered it up, saying that they fired them. Actually,
They did.
I knew
So, yeah,
aliens were behind it.
18,000
Oh.
employees, it's close to 15% of their total. Employees.
Jeez. That.
15%. Now, is that including? Because okay, well,
I
let's
blame
expand on this
Titanfall.
a little bit, so we don't get anybody lost who's just now listening. So they got in with Nokia, some subsection of Nokia, and they brought it into their entertainment industry, or a portion of their entertainment industry within Microsoft. And so now we have to. I gotta pause this because this is really distracting. Screw you.
I
you
know,
do.
right? I'm still watching it. Fuck you. Can't stop me.
So, they got this subsection of Nokia, and they brought it into their entertainment system.
Nintendo Entertainment System?
Yeah, might as well be. Either way, moving on. They're slashing. I believe they said in the article that they're slashing 15,500 people from the Nokia section of this company. However, there's still, of course, 13,500, or is it? I can't remember the numbers. Either way, there's like a large percentage of that. I think it was like 2/3 was from Nokia, and they still had like thousands of people from the other sections of the entertainment section of Microsoft.
Right, yeah. They bought out a Nokia mobile phone section and then discontinued it because it's bad.
So if you open up a Xbox One, you'll just find 30 shitty N gauges and that's what's powering it. Didn't you
We're all
know?
together.
Now as we speak, all 30 of our listeners are cutting open. Oh, see, he just opened his Xbox One. That's why he's so disappointed.
It's got N gauges and little unicorns running around.
All of our listeners are opening up their Xbox Ones and finding all the N gauges. God, what a horrible phone that was. Anyway.
I saw one person with it in like all of my life.
My brother had
Just a
one.
single person.
My-
And how was it? Legitimately, I'm wondering.
I
like,
don't
how-
even remember. Probably not good. See, they're like, hey, it's a gaming device, but also kind of has the same controls as any other phone. So, and the hardware is not good enough. It's a valiant effort because touchscreen phones are as good as video gaming on a phone has ever gotten. And it's still 99% of the time is not worth your time if you consider yourself actually into video games. Like,
Yes, yeah, it's all for casual gaming.
yeah, fucking casual gaming. God damn it. I don't hate people for liking casual games. I hate the fact that games are dull as shit right now, and it's all because like they try to just rope in everyone that doesn't like games, and it doesn't work.
One problem I have right now, actually, I use Steam for most of my gaming purchases,
Me too.
and I like to look at the new products coming out on Steam. Well,
How exciting has
every
that been lately?
week, they put out like maybe another 30 or 40 casual games. And I have to try to find any real games in there just to find out that I don't want to play them anyway.
Can I just have like a bullshit game button and a real game button and just unclick the bullshit?
I actually emailed them and I said, so can we have some way to sort the casual games up from the real PC games?
And then Gabe Newell sent you a video of him just flipping through his bills, and he goes, "Huh? Who said that? Oh well." Just went right back to counting his
They
money.
never responded. It's been more than a week. So.
No, of course they're not. Unfortunately, I don't think they will.
Sorry, what was that about customer service?
What is this customer service you speak of?
Didn't know that existed. So confused.
But yeah, Microsoft just axed a bunch of people. So before the show, we were talking about this, and I kind of said, I bet you when Microsoft got into Nokia, they were more invested in whatever hardware they were getting into than the massive workforce that they were bringing on. And I just can't believe a company can shoulder that kind of load. You know, bring on all those people and expect to keep them.
Yeah. Microsoft has its own phone industry anyway, so
Yeah, I'm sure
it's a
that's
good way to
fucking
eliminate
awesome.
competition if you think you can make more money in the long run. Buy them and then discontinue them.
Microsoft is really good at creating this huge polarity between badass products and just what the fuck, why are you not supporting this product kind of thing. Like the Zune. The Zune had a great marketplace for just $10 a month, get fucking everything. They didn't support it, they didn't market it, they didn't do shit, and then it went away and they wondered why. So I'm afraid that's what's gonna happen with their phones, because I don't know who's on fire for the fucking Windows Phone. Do you know anyone that's had a Windows Phone that said, "Holy shit, this is cool"?
Yeah. My old coworker,
Yes.
who doesn't know anything about technology, specifically wanted a Windows Phone because she was afraid of viruses.
Oh my. What? Hold on. That's where you get viruses. God damn it! Bring her to me.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I was trying to explain to her about cell phones, and I was like, yeah, well, these are your options. These are what you can do. And these are the different things that you can do with different phones. And here's some of the brands, and so on and so forth. And she's like, oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna go talk to some salesman at some Verizon store or something like that, and blah blah blah. And then I'm like, I'm pretty sure I specifically told her that she should stay away from Windows phones because of what she was looking for in phones in general. And they're like the next day at work, she just brings in a Windows phone. Just like, oh, okay, I hope you're happy with bullshit.
So Windows phones, as of June 1st, dropped from their last high of 4.7% of the market to down to 3.6% of the market.
All of these things have to have something to do with all these layoffs. Just little bits and pieces fitting into this shitty puzzle.
But the computer science jobs, those are expanding, right?
It's like the internet when it first happened. Yeah, it's all expanding, but it's just the competition is the competition is ridiculous. Like, I mean, and there's just little jobs here and there, and a billion of them, and most of them don't make any money. You know, I'm no statistic guy, but it sounds about right to me. So yeah, I don't know. It's sad because I think Microsoft, when they hit the nail on the head, they're great, and then most of the time they're just floundering.
What was the thing?
Sony's the
I
same.
read something just recently saying that the Xbox One actually got increased purchases because they dropped the Kinect.
Oh yeah, well, I think it's about the price. I mean, it's not.
Sure.
It's not only that they dropped the Kinect; it's that it's now
the price.
Yeah, and announced
But
a bunch of
It still goes into
games.
saying though that, like, for me as I don't know, I don't want to say an educated purchaser because I would never look into Microsoft in general. But if I was to buy an
You
Xbox
wouldn't find
One,
anything.
and knowing that they're not pushing the Kinect as hard as they were, would be a big purchasing thing for me.
I think the Kinect. Well, since I never had a show around the time they pulled the Kinect, let's just talk about that for a little bit.
Sure.
When they pulled the Kinect and dropped the price, I said, well, duh, obviously. But then I thought about it more, and even though it's still the best move they can make, it's kind of sad because it just kind of means they turned their back on the only thing that made the Xbox One different from the PS4. At least at that point in time. And it also makes me go, what are they going to do with the Kinect in the future?
I kind of feel like that was the same case with the Xbox 360 and the PS3, though. I mean, like, the PS3 had the PSI, I believe it was called.
Yeah.
But nobody ever talked about that. It was always the Kinect for the Xbox. And, like, other than that, what does the Xbox have? It has Halo and 99 Nights, which nobody's ever heard of.
I've always been into... I mean, I owned a PS3 and an Xbox 360, and I barely touched my PS3 the whole time I owned it because I prefer Western games, and I think Halo and Gears are good shooters with a lot of... They bring a lot to the table. When you buy a Halo game or a Gears game, you're getting a big old bucket full of different modes you can play. So it may not be the best shooter you ever play, but you're going to get longevity and multiplayer options with that. And to be honest, even though they give you a lot of awesome free games on PSN, I still think the Xbox, whatever their network, is a lot better for downloading things in a realistic time frame, because updates on Sony consoles.
PlayStation updates are ridiculous.
They're literally machine bricking updates that they do all the time. It scares me shitless whenever I have to update.
It's like the Ring.
Deal with that anymore, but
it's like the Ring. the TV turns on like, no, a PlayStation update. Fuck, here it comes. I just saw the Sadako coming out of the TV, and never mind. I thought that was funny. So why don't you have to worry about your PlayStation updates? Change the subject.
Well, I mean, it's not
out
that.
the window.
Oh, okay, good.
It's gone now. It's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
I'll go pick it up.
It's not necessarily that I have to worry about it updating. It's that eventually support for the PS3 is going to drop once the PS4 gets into maturity.
Yeah.
So there's still going to be updates that I'm still going to have to take, but I have a feeling that it's not going to be anything super drastic, completely game changing.
Yeah.
There's just going to probably be security updates or visual display updates.
How about faster fucking download updates?
Nope. Fuck you.
We got your money. Eat a dick.
Pretty much.
I don't own either consoles, and I kind of want them, but I have more important financial obligations, and also I own a PC, and there's nothing that I want on those new consoles right now. Nothing.
Yeah, not to be too like PC master racy, but
Yeah.
computers just play games better. I mean, what do you
Yeah.
want? They have a system that allows you to be more accurate with your motions, and you can buy a better computer for the same price as a console if you want to just go out and buy something. So
Yeah, if you want to upgrade your PC for the cost of an Xbox One and a PS4, you're gonna have a damn big upgrade. Like in the new. Okay, look, they are not taking the loss that they used to on these new consoles. And it may sound greedy at first, but the point was you build a console that lasts for whatever 6-7 years, so that the graphics don't look horrible in 2 years. Sony's already announced that they are making money on the PS4 now, at least from an article I read. Now, wouldn't be shocked if someone says no, that's not true. But if they are in fact making money already, what's that say about the hardware in there? And
Well,
already the games don't look mind blowing.
the funny thing about gaming consoles in the past, similar to like Xbox, the original Xbox, or the Nintendo 64, and even some cases the Super Nintendo, was that developers were pushing the limits of the machines so far, even before the machines came out, that they were forced to create better machines because of the games that were being developed. Specifically in the Nintendo 64, for example, Donkey Kong, what was it? Donkey Kong 64, I believe the game was called, where it actually came with the expansion bay because the game couldn't run without it.
Oh, I remember that shit. Perfect Dark 2.
Now, the developers didn't necessarily care. They were just developing games, but the corporations hated that. They hated the idea that they had to give out money to try and get more money.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it makes a little bit more sense business-wise as it stands right now.
have you seen any news lately on the Steam box, the Steam console that's literally just a computer?
No, I haven't, but I want to build one.
I know they
I
put
don't
out-
see the
or
point.
They gave out some in like a beta test type thing for a bunch of different quality like versions to see what people thought of them, but I haven't heard any news since then, and that was months ago.
Isn't that shit gonna run on Linux? And doesn't that mean that everyone has to make their games for Linux? And
Well, keep in mind, Linux is just... everything has Linux. It's kind of hard to explain, but, like, legitimately, Linux is just the kernel that runs the operating system. And so...
as long as
Yeah.
it doesn't mean that developers are going to have to go out of their way, because if
They
they
shouldn't.
okay,
You can run, like... Well, let me put it this way. On my laptop right now, I can run a virtual machine that runs another thing to emulate a Linux thing. So even if they do somehow run into some issues that cause compatibility, which they won't, because if they're decent developers, then it shouldn't matter. They can emulate whatever they need to be able to run whatever they need to. Beyond that, the Steam OS, sure it's Linux, is, I'm sure, able to run anything that's on Steam itself.
you know, looking at the fact that I already have a PC and I know that the Steam boxes, they appear to be PCs. I don't know where it gets us. Like, I don't know the incentive. I don't know if console gamers are going to jump on the Steam box as like a new machine, because it seems like that's the market they're trying to break into.
Well,
I don't get it.
Imagine this. I mean, right now you can pry open your. Well, you don't even have to pry it open. You have to undo a flap on your Xbox or your PS3 or PS4 or whatever to take out the hard drive, and you can replace it with another hard drive. Now, let's say that like a couple years, 5 years down the road, the video card that came stock with the Steam box just went dry. You couldn't play the newest and latest games with it for whatever reason. Same concept as with a computer. You could just open it up, take it out, replace it with another video card. I mean, yeah, it's a little more complicated for users of consoles that don't really want to deal with that. But at the same time, it gives them an outlet. Like, they can keep their machine that they have and keep it for the longevity that they would normally for any other console, such as a Xbox or a PlayStation device. Or they could upgrade it.
But that's true, but like my PC does this already.
Yeah, it's for the people that can't seem to understand that computers are fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the only perk would be if like SteamOS is awesome, and if it for whatever reason makes putting a PC together much easier. Like if that's the case, if it brings user friendliness to PC, whatever construction, then okay.
It might be the case.
I just don't think we know anything yet. That's the bad thing.
Well, they're trying to load, or they're trying to use the big picture usability feature on Steam to try and like emphasize TVs, which is a little bit different of a technology than monitors. Barely, they're getting so freaking close. It's really hard to determine one from the other now.
Mm-hmm.
But they're trying to emphasize larger screens to allow for controller compatibility or better controller compatibility, which is sometimes legitimately a problem on PCs. I know some games when you try to like plug in the controller and play it, especially outside of a Steam game, you get large issues. Like, you get weird stuff happening when you're trying to push forward on the X-axis.
Using a controller.
No.
For me, like, I mean, I prefer mouse and keyboard, but like when I come home from work and I'm exhausted, sitting at my desk is too much. It's too much. So I prefer to just plug in the controller.
You could set up like a futon and just lay in front of it.
Well, I actually have a bed. I have a bed like right next to my computer, so I just grab the controller and just jump in the bed, and it's there you go, problem solved. And then I realized fucking Rainbow Six Vegas doesn't work with a controller, at least not an Xbox One controller. So
You wouldn't want to play a shooter with a controller anyway.
Yeah.
About being way slower to react.
Oh, I don't play many shooters online anymore.
Well, there's tons of studies out there saying just fine.
I don't really understand. Like, there are exceptions, but like, I'm kind of over multiplayer gaming for the most part, because for the same reason I'm over a lot of video games. A lot of it's kind of just the same shit we've been playing for a decade, and then a new game comes out and they act like they're something else, and I'm like, I played another game like this, you know, or 10 other games like this. So, innovation.
Warcraft.
Oh yeah, boy, I'm so excited.
Kind of segueing here.
Yes, segue.
Speaking of World of Warcraft, there is WildStar that came out from, I can't remember the exact number, but I want to say 13 of the developers that worked on World of Warcraft originally. And they specifically tried to make WildStar to be not World of Warcraft.
So no gay fetch quests?
I have not read anything on WildStar yet.
Okay. I didn't want to just like talk for ages.
What's the gameplay like?
So, the small few levels that I earned on WildStar while I was in just this trial period, it was okay.
It was a little bit like World of Warcraft.
It was a little bit like World of Warcraft.
Just a little?
A little disappointing. However, there was some differences. I'll talk about the similarities first. For one, it was cartoony. Like, straight up, aesthetically, it was cartoony, just like World of Warcraft. It had a different demeanor. It was very lighthearted and giddy and so on and so forth, where World of Warcraft is actually really harsh in its demeanor. Like, if you pay attention to what they're actually saying and what the characters are actually doing, that's just fucked up shit. So there's that. But it is cartoony, and you still have to use the number keys to effectively use your skills. And I really wish there was some way to get away from that, try to do something else, but whatever, what have you. Though the skills getting on like some of the differences here, the skills were actually kind of neat in the fact that you now a lot of the skills were more area of effect things. Like you swung your sword and it swung and hit things in front of you rather than like what you're standing next to and only a single target.
Rather than like clicking on a mob and attacking the mob.
Yeah.
Exactly. You threw a fireball and it hit whatever's in front of you. There was some directive stuff that you can do, but all in all the skills seemed kind of spread apart. There was way more area of effect skills than there was single target spells.
So just to be
really
clear
nice.
here, when you say it's a bit different from World of Warcraft, what you mean is some of the play style inside the game is a little bit different, but it's still an MMORPG. Yes.
Yes.
just wanna be
I'm
clear.
trying. No, it's understandable. And I don't want to like dissuade anybody in thinking otherwise. It's different in the nuances that affect an MMORPG like this. However, it's still that same cookie cutter kind of shove it in the
I
consumer's
don't think
faces.
there's a whole lot you can do to get away from that if that's what you're making. I mean, it's not like you can
It's
make
true.
an MMORPG and have it be really different.
I have a hard
It
time.
works the way it works because that's what the game is.
Yeah, but stating something like we're trying to not make WoW is a pretty bold statement. That's like saying, all right, we're gonna make Castlevania now.
I don't know. I think pretty much every game since I started playing WoW, like way back in the day, every time a new MMO came out after that, they'd always be like, "It's not World of Warcraft." And you play it for 2 weeks, and you're like, "It's World of Warcraft, but crappier."
Yeah, pretty much.
It's-
What is that game? I was just talking about the other day. Either way, like another one of the games that came out like several years ago had "We're not in Azeroth anymore." It's
Oh,
like,
I
okay.
remember that. Yeah. Yeah, I remember when so Jeff Gerstmann from Giant Bomb was talking about how he was going to see the Star Wars MMO, and apparently they were trying to sound all different, like, oh, we're not an MMO, we're totally new, and then like so they begin to give the people hands on with the game, and she's like, okay, who wants to be the tank? Just like starts right into the MMO talk immediately. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, we played some Guild Wars 2 off and on a couple times, and
People say
They
it's
tried
really
to-
good.
they tried to change up like the way the game played, the actual structure of like
Combat.
tanks and healers and combat and all that kind of stuff, and I really felt like the way they changed it, there really couldn't be an end game.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
someone like me, I play for the end game. I enjoy the other stuff, but I want something difficult that I can do with all my friends, and it just doesn't really exist in Guild Wars.
I
So I know
love
people will
diversity.
disagree with me, but
I love diversity in games. In fact, I never got to play it, but I really wish Star Wars Galaxy was around still, because from what I was told, they had more jobs and more characters that you could play than you would ever fucking touch in your entire life. And like, I really wish I could have been a part of that and experienced just everything they had to offer. Because you look at like something like a chess match, and if all the pieces on the chessboard did the exact same thing, we'd be playing checkers.
My biggest problem with a lot of open world games in general, especially MMOs, is I just find the missions to be total bore fest. Like, even a game that I liked for a long time, Borderlands 2, you kind of burn through all those main missions, and then you hit that wall where all the enemies are tougher than you, and then it's like, here's all this shitty stuff, all these bad missions you gotta go do, and I said, well, guess I'm not playing this, and I just uninstalled it right there and didn't go back, because I don't want to sound like, but I've been playing video games longer than these damn kids with their Borderlands. You know, I put like 40 hours into that game, and I enjoyed what I played, but I just have a very short attention span for.
so I feel like they actually make games for people like you right now. Playing through a lot of the games that I've played through in the last couple of years, you go through and there's the easier, let's say, first 5 to 40 hours of gameplay. You can play through the game. Generally, you can play through the entire game once and do some of the extras and whatnot. Buy the DLC if you want to do that, and then.
But so many of the extras are bad.
Right, but a lot of them, like, you have to really grind the game for a long period of time. Let's say a couple 100 hours before you can get to the last level of difficulty.
That's what hurt Rogue Legacy for me.
All they do is, like, they just scale up the health and damage on all the enemies or whatever to just ridiculous levels. So it's not like it's really anything different.
No.
It's just you have to, play for 200 hours in order to get the gear to kill those guys to do what you already did.
But I kind of don't mind that if what I'm doing is engaging. You know what I mean? Like, but most of the missions, like all the side stuff in a lot of games, it's just did not get the same amount of thought that most of the other missions got, the mainline stuff. And I kind of like a game like Grand Theft Auto 5 where I can just play the mainline stuff and ignore all the side stuff because I really don't care. I really care too much about my time. Huh?
How is GTA 5?
It's actually really good if you can get by the controls and
I'm waiting for the PC release. So.
Yeah, you're smart. I played it on PS3 and beat it, and I was actually saying, oh yeah, I'll play that on PC. And the more I think about it, the more I go, I don't know if I want to do that again. Like, it was good, but it's like they waited so long that my interest was kind of squashed.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they'll make $1 bajillion again. But yeah, it's good. The only problem is it kind of has that same squirrely Max Payne 3 aiming. If you played Max Payne 3, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you need to do that. Because even though Max Payne 3 has bad shooting controls, it's really, 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 really good. Best game.
I'm not sure what their like thought process is on games like that with that sort of third-person weird shooting they use.
Well, it's not that it's third-person or anything. It's just it's kind of floaty, like the.
Well, no, I get what you're saying. It's just that I've seen third-person shooters that actually can do it pretty well.
Yeah.
But they all have this style lately, and it's just like, eh.
Oh, I just think Rockstar is genuinely bad at mechanical stuff in games. Like, they're kind of like Apple. They're like 5 years behind in a lot of respects. But they do some things better than everyone else, so I tolerate it. But I didn't care for any of the PS2 Grand Theft Autos. Like, I didn't like them because the missions were bad. But yeah, play Grand Theft Auto 5 when that comes out for PC. I think you'll enjoy it. I don't know if you'd want to spend $60 on it, but there you go.
Yeah, it'll be on Steam sale at some point.
Oh, I'm sure.
Both Steam sales.
Did you guys want to talk about League? Because there's a thing that happened, an update or something.
Yeah, actually, just today, Doombots came out. Doombots are like the regular player versus bot matchup. It's 5 people versus 5 computer bots. But traditionally, the bots are pretty crappy. Like, even if you've only played for a little while, you can generally just stomp all over the bots. But these new ones they put out for like a special event thing, they're a little bit better than the old ones, and then they modified, like they mutated all the abilities that they use. So I'm not sure if everyone's familiar with MOBAs. I'm pretty sure everyone is, but you get like this set of 4 different.
I know what lanes are.
And the characters can use these skills, right? Well, let's say they shoot one out and it like locks someone in place. It snares them in place and does a little bit of damage or something like that. Just shoots a little, skill shot out in front of you. Well, the Doombots might shoot 4 skill shots out in front of them, or they might shoot like 10 that curve at a weird angle. So you're used to dodging the skill shot from one person, and now there's like, it's very much harder to do it. So it adds a new dimension to it, which is kind of neat. But
I was watching a small gameplay on it, and there was this guy who was like, yeah, I'm gonna try out this Doombots thing on the private test server. They let it out a little early on the private test server. I'm just gonna do some commentary as I'm playing this. And he goes out to his like little lane that he goes to, and he's fighting against this his Cho'Gath character, and he just giant beast looking alien thing, and this character like has this guy keeps thinking this character keeps shooting out these like tornadoes, and so he keeps going closer to him to try and fight him, and then he's like getting super hurt, and he has to back off, and he's like, what the hell? I didn't even see any animation for him to like shoot it, and I guess his this character's passive ability, which means he doesn't even have to press a button to activate it, shoots out 3 whirlwinds and slows the opponent as this character gets closer to them.
It's like a dungeon boss.
Yeah, they have all kinds of weird stuff that goes on. Like, sometimes their ultimate abilities just instantly, proc. There's no, like, warm-up time on them. Or they'll be able to just, like, teleport across the whole map instantly. So you're fighting someone, and all of a sudden there's a couple extra bots there, and you're just like, what the hell's going on? But it's interesting. I don't know. It's kind of fun.
I heard your roommate screaming playing that game, so it must have been difficult for them.
Well, they're kind of bad, so...
They're gonna get
thrown under the...
How do you know they're not watching this live stream? They're gonna come in and attack you right now. Knock out... I'm pretty sure they're not watching the live stream. I every now and again I look at the live stream and it's like, there's one person watching, and I'm like, that's probably me, actually.
Yep.
I don't think anything else happened in news. So what has happened? I'm just gonna delegate somebody. What has happened in the life of McChubbers this week, or this fucking 52 years that we haven't done this show? I don't know.
Well, a lot of colleges happened.
Yay!
Beyond that,
Breaking your spine with books and all that.
pretty much. I was trying to get an internship this summer, but it didn't quite work out. So I ended up doing signing up for the robotics club here at Oregon State, and I'm working on a webcam that's going to be played through Twitch, and it's going to be interactable as well. So the robotics lab, hopefully by the end of the summer, will be able to stream our live projects through Twitch.
So, not to cut you off, but speaking of robotics, my other guest, if you've ever listened to any of the other shows, Ensign Paz is also going to school for like mechanical engineering and building robots and shit. So if I could ever get you guys together, then I would just like leave the room while this podcast turns into engineering podcast for like an hour.
So, quick question, McChubbers. So it sounds sort of like what you're talking about is like Twitch plays Pokemon, but it also meets up with like Terminator.
He's gonna hook it up to rob the robot.
It's really Twitch plays Skynet. It's really Twitch plays Skynet, but it's okay.
That sounds good. I mean, just kill the human race. It's perfect.
No, I actually made the Twitch plays Pokemon joke the second that the project lead was talking about putting up it online, and I'm like, so you want it to stream through a site? Okay, so we could just have commands go in. You understand where I'm going with this? He's like, not really. I'm like, Twitch plays Pokemon, ring a bell?
Twitch chat's not who we want in charge of humanity.
It's really not. We'll just have Zapdoses and that's it.
It's pretty crazy that Twitch plays Pokemon thing, how people actually make progress, because people deliberately like just fuck it up, just come in and flood the whole thing.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to make like just a simple script. It's just a bot that does the same thing over again.
But can't people just go into the chat and go, fuck you, walk backwards? Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Left.
Right now, all I have to do is just make a small little program that goes into a particular chat window in Twitch and just have a while loop that says press up every second.
Look, it's fascinating, but like, I work 40 hours a week, and I know people that are way busier than me. I couldn't imagine wasting my fucking time going to. Oh my god! Like, I mean, I guess they're younger than me. Like, I spent a lot of time on forums when I was younger, but anyway, maybe it's the vodka speaking, where I'm just thinking about people having so much time and being jealous of them.
I think what you're trying to say here is you're old now. And
I am old.
those young whippersnappers.
Dadgum kids and their drugs and their
Yeah,
Twitch
yeah.
plays Pokemon, their rap music. I've been realizing lately that I just kind of feel like an old person because, like, most video games, I'm like, oh, I played this 10 years ago, fuck this game. Like, even new games feel old and feel boring, and there's no innovation, and Japan's not saving us anymore. And it's mostly just waiting for next gen.
How many dozens of years can you actually put out new products? I mean, at some point, you just taking one thing and kind of just rehashing it.
Well,
that's it.
And I'm not
Hey,
totally.
leave the wheel alone, all right?
I'm gonna make it square again. No one will stop me. Yeah, I don't have a problem with something, because, like, for example, I like horde mode games, good horde mode games, because they don't take any attention span, and it's kind of over and done with. And if I feel like jumping back in, I can. Like, Killing Floor is probably the best horde mode game, right up there with Gears, in my opinion.
I enjoyed Killing Floor until it bugged out on me.
What happened?
I run a multiple monitor setup, and apparently there's a bug for some people with multiple monitors where you try to launch it and it crashes. So
Can you run one monitor?
I can unplug the monitor and then play it, but I have to unplug it, and it's kind of a pain to, like, crawl down behind my computer and unplug it every time I want to play it.
Have you tried reinstalling and all that? Or?
Yeah, I've gone through the whole setup thing. We played it years and years ago. So
Well, you know, that's fine, because Killing Floor 2 apparently is happening, so, and I'm very excited about that.
So, does the bug still exist if you turn the second monitor off?
yes.
Huh. Sounds
Ki-
like a pain.
Killing
Yeah, it was kind of strange.
Killing Floor is not exactly developed by a enormous,
Yeah, it's
like,
not a AAA
epic.
title.
No, I mean, I'm sure they've blown up tremendously since they began, because, like, they're actually reaching pretty serious status, and their games used to look like shit, and they don't anymore. Like, Red Orchestra looks pretty goddamn good for being from such a small team. But yeah, I really want Killing Floor 2 right now. Like,
Hey, just to butt in for a second and be rude. Speaking of MMOs earlier, scrolling through Steam right now, it's on sale. Elder Scrolls Online for 50% off. If anyone's interested.
Big Chubber said it.
For all your thousands of listeners.
No, dude, no one listens to this fucking show. Who am I kidding? I don't
Damn
like
you all!
all 30 of you. God damn it. I don't like MMOs. I mean, Guild Wars 2 looked fine, but I know the second I go into missions and have to actually do what they tell me to, I'll get bored instantly. Like, I'm kind of over it. But I also like shooters, and it's hard to find a good shooter nowadays. So
We've been having fun playing Payday, or I guess Payday 2.
see, my problem is all my friends are, like, night people, and I just stop buying co-op games because I know that they'll all be up late when I'm in bed, and if I ask them to play during the daytime, they'll just hiss at me. So, or they'll be working or whatever. It burns us.
You're just sitting there like, then close the freaking shades, alright?
My brother, so I asked my brother if he wanted to see a movie during the day with me, and he acted like I just told him to sell all his organs to science or something. Like, he was just so like, what? See a movie during the day? I'm like, yeah, why fucking not? It's cheaper. I don't like.
Because people look at you funny when you show up drunk to a movie at like 2 p.m.
Oh, they can look all they want. I'm gonna do it anyway. Actually, well, never mind. I'm just gonna scratch that over. I don't know if Work's listening to this. We can have that conversation afterwards. I'll just say there's other things that are more fun to mix with a movie than alcohol. But moving on from that.
Popcorn.
Yes.
Popcorn is very fun.
We'll call it popcorn. So have you played any video games, McChubbers?
I have played numerous hours on Dungeon Defenders and Payday 2.
Tell me.
Dashi here.
Let's just cut through the crap and tell everybody what they want to hear, which is how much Rogue Legacy have you played after not sounding like you were very interested in it last time we talked?
I didn't say that I was interested in it. I was stating that I didn't have much time for it. But
40 hours.
That game, I have beaten it.
Really? Okay.
I've gotten to the New Game Plus, I think. So I've equivalently beaten it twice, and went. I think all I'm gonna do is get pluses, so I'm gonna stop here.
So, you did better than me because my assumption is you spec'd your skill tree better than me because I
got all the skills.
Yeah, see, my problem is I spec'd mine all wrong, and I just dumped everything in shit that doesn't help you after those first two bosses.
Well, so in Rogue Legacy, it goes from like making progress to just grinding out money for a very long period of time until you feel comfortable taking on these bosses. And it's really unfortunate that that's the case because I had a lot of fun progressing at the same time making money.
Yeah.
And when it shifted from like, all right, well, I have nowhere left to explore, and I just have to do life after life after life to just get money to progress. And then after a while, I wasn't collecting any more pieces too, because you had to beat the game in order to find new pieces and better pieces appear. And it just, I don't know. I'm glad that I beat it, but at the same time, I was expecting much better.
I think when you first start it and before you beat those two bosses, it's like amazing. And then you hit that grind and it's like, I think at about the 40-hour mark, I was like, man, I don't think I can do this.
I gotta check how many hours I put into that. 1 second.
Hours you put into it.
Oh my god, okay. Yeah, no wonder you beat it. Holy shit. Because I put in
side-scrolling platformer game. Yeah,
Well, I'll tell you what, it's the best Castlevania game in a long time. Because it really is. I mean, it really is.
It's really good. Speaking of controllers, I would never play that game on a keyboard.
Yeah, I remember, like...
It plays fine on a keyboard.
No, it doesn't. Shut up, you dadgum PC gamer. Dadgum...
Master Race.
Yeah, there are some games, and you're probably like my cousin, where he's just like, no, mouse and keyboard for everything under the sun. No, I can't do that game with a mouse and keyboard.
I don't know. I played it fine.
If I made myself, I could. Like in the 90s, if that game came out and I was dumb and I was playing racing games with a keyboard, I could probably make that happen.
I mean, there are definitely games that are not played best with a keyboard, but I didn't have any issues controlling my character or anything. I would say the biggest thing with it is there's a little bit steeper of a learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
Have you tried it with a controller?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't want you to.
You're still wrong.
It was easier to play with a controller. It was quicker to pick up, but
Yeah.
I didn't have any long-standing issues. Within an hour or so on a keyboard, it's like, oh, okay, it's fine.
See,
Not missing anything.
I run into that with a lot of games that have a lot of keys, and I look at all these keys and I say, you know what? I know what all these fucking keys do on a controller, and it aims well enough, and I'm not playing online, so I don't care about competing.
So, speaking of aims well enough,
Uh-oh.
a lot of...
Talking about your toilet?
Well, not the toilet. What else would aim? Come on now. No,
Bidet.
Yes.
Oh! Damn it.
A lot of games that you play on consoles actually come with assisted aiming. A lot of people don't understand that.
Yeah.
Assisted aiming and the
Yeah.
enemies are dumb as hell.
Well, I think what he's making the point of is sometimes a PC port does not have that aim assist, and you pick up that controller and it's like, this is kind of hard, actually.
Yeah, no, if you're playing a PC port with a controller, I could see it being harder, but like if you're talking about like easier aiming time, with controllers, generally you're going to be speaking about consoles. And
Yeah.
consoles, they do a lot to help improve your aim, your inability.
I noticed the sensitivity and the it's just configured so much better on the console. Does that mean I'm going to get the console version? I mean, if you look at like the last games on PS3 and Xbox 360, and I'm not trying to piss off console owners that just have consoles and don't give a fuck about PC, but some of that frame rate on those later console games, it was pretty egregious. Because they kept
to
those.
rectify not pissing them off, we could talk about the Wii U. Got a couple things to say there.
Yes, because we forgot to talk about that during news.
Just like everyone else did.
All 30 listeners are just gonna shut this off now and throw their iPhones in the garbage. You're like, fuck this podcast, never.
We're done.
Fuck
Talking
you.
about the one taboo subject.
More taboo. Anyway, anything we've said. So Wii U.
Yes. Something cool. Wii U's couple new games are coming out. Of course, the Smash Brothers. I would like to talk about, but also Hyrule Warriors, which is just another take on Dynasty Warriors, which could be pretty interesting. But trying to find. There is an upcoming Best Buy sale, actually, that's pretty exciting for people with Wii U's and 3DS's. Send you a link so you can share it.
Oh.
So, with this link, it's just talking about Best Buy on the 20th, I believe. Maybe I'm mistaken on the date. But, yeah, coming up pretty soon, Best Buy is going to have a 2-for-1 sale on a lot of the big name titles for the 3DS, and they're going to be reducing price on the Wii U accessories. So that's actually something pretty cool. I know when I was a kid, and I always wanted to try and get like a controller, I'd always get pissed off, especially for my PS2, that the controllers would cost the same amount as freaking game.
Yeah, dude.
So it's kind of cool.
Well, now there's so much competition with selling controllers, especially with the internet and everything. It's so much better. Like, holy shit. Games used to be a lot more money. Like, people bitch about the price of games now, but at least you have the hope of knowing they won't be this dollar value forever. Same for controllers.
Yeah.
So those look like some good sales. I wish I had money to dump into a 3D. I mean, I probably could, but I just have more important things to spend my money on, like bills.
Yeah. I just think it's neat because, as we can see here, like you could get both the Pokemon games for the same price. Then again, you're just asking for trouble if you want to get both of them. But
never come out.
I'm personally excited for Bravery Default and
Bravery
Zelda, because I'd like to play those. But
and there's a Kirby game, Kirby Super Deluxe. I love the good Kirby games. There's a lot of just kind of Kirby games that got shit out by Nintendo.
I stopped paying attention to Kirby games when Kirby Superstar, something like that, for the Super Nintendo came out. Like that's been that long since I've really paid attention to Kirby.
Canvas Curse is really good. Wait, wasn't Canvas Curse the one with the
yarn one?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting mine mixed up. What's the one on the DS where you had to draw lines to keep pushing him along? Damn it!
That was the yarn one.
Ultra.
No. He's just
Kirby.
We'll do the Capcom thing where we'll just add on Super Mega, whatever.
Ultra Sigma.
I
Not
don't.
really. There's a Kirby for the DS called Kirby Superstar Ultra.
Probably, yeah. I think I think I remember them releasing another one right at the end of the DS's lifetime.
Triple Deluxe.
I'm talking about the original DS, like not the 3DS. Anyway, there was one where Kirby would roll around. I think it was Canvas Curse. But anyway, he's rolling around and he doesn't have arms or legs, and you have to draw lines to kind of guide him around, and it sounds like a kid's game, but I was getting genuinely angry at the end because it's a fucking difficult Kirby game, and you would never think those words would be put together in a sentence.
Doesn't that kind of sounds like the game Lemmings?
Kind of, but it's just one Kirby and it's a lot faster. Like it's
Okay.
you have to be fast. It's really good. I recommend. That was when like when Nintendo was making good touchscreen games. Like as much as I frown on touchscreen as a gameplay mechanic. But yeah, I miss playing Nintendo games on a handheld. I've just kind of been out of the loop for about, halfway through the DS's lifetime, or yeah, I don't know. But yeah, if you want some sales on some Nintendo shit, go check out Best Buy. Yeah, I think that Wii U is gonna be just fine. It's what I've been saying since the beginning. Everyone's like, "Oh my god!" Them and the Xbox One, they've been acting like it's just fucking dead on arrival. I'm like, no, it'll be fine. It's
Wii U, it'll get through.
I just think it was dumb to release two consoles. Like they should have just put out one and doubled down on it. Because segmenting what little software they have between two machines is kind of. It's hard for me to justify buying two Nintendo machines, let alone one.
Yeah, I'm running into the same issue. Like, I have a Wii here, and I've actually been able to homebrew it with Project M, which is super fun. Smash Brothers Brawl add-on.
Oh yeah, my brother's been talking about that.
It's really fun. Project M stands for Project Melee, and it turns Brawl into Melee, but with all the attributes of Brawl. So it redacts like the character speeds go back to normal. Fun story. They slowed down all of the Brawl characters to make Sonic seem faster.
Makes sense.
Pissed me off. So yeah, they sped everybody back up, including Sonic. The controls don't seem as clunky. I believe they removed tripping.
Yeah, what a Brawl was such a piece of shit. Oh my god. I mean, not Brawl, but wait, was Brawl the Wii one?
Brawl was the Wii one.
Okay, I'm getting them mixed up. It's been so long, you have no idea.
You just pissed off like all the Melee players. Fuck you.
Melee players don't like Brawl.
Kidding.
Oh, okay. Got it. Damn it. Yeah, my brother has that, and we hooked up some Xbox controllers, and I lost miserably, and I said, this game I can't play with an Xbox controller. I need a GameCube controller. So fuck you. Nintendo also released like last month or 2 months ago, they actually announced that they're going to have an adapter for GameCube controllers for the Wii U.
Yes.
So, which is smart, because good luck playing that fucking Smash Brothers with anything else.
Yeah, using the nunchuck, you might as well just
shoot yourself in the face. Yeah.
One
Okay. Okay. So, I've been on a South Park kick lately. So what else? What else in the life of McChubbers? Is that what other games did you play?
Let's see, did that. I started looking back at Dragon Age Origins since the third one's coming out, and it's been a while since I played the first Dragon Age. I wanted to look at that, but I didn't get too terribly far into it. Right now, we were talking about MMOs before, trying to look at some of the free-to-play ones, seeing if there's anything out there worth looking at, and there really isn't. Like, there's been a couple new...
Shocking!
Right, yeah. There's been a couple MMOs that have come out recently, but none of them have been worth a single damn. Like, they're not even worth to curse at, so...
I concur.
There is one that isn't out, that's kind of neat. It is called Black Desert, something like that.
It sounds like
yes, Black Desert. And it looks really pretty, but I don't have any particular information on it.
It's an imported Korean MMO.
Our MMO expert chimes in. I like how quickly he was on the ball with the MMO information.
It's one that I've been keeping my eye on. They've had a couple of videos out on Reddit over the last maybe 4 or 5 months, and one of the things that they really push on this one is character customization, like when you're creating your character. And a lot of Korean games in general have major character character
creation.
Yeah.
Are you drinking
Character
too?
creation.
But most of them you make your character and then that's it. You know, you don't really ever see them again. You're either behind them or if they're like pop up in a cutscene.
Yeah, right.
Low res on them. But
Skyrim.
this one, you can you really see your character like all the time. It's really pretty looking. But I don't really know that the gameplay is all that great. I've seen a couple of videos, but it doesn't look anything too amazing.
An MMO with lackluster gameplay. I shan't believe it. I must see for myself.
I'm shocked.
Hmm?
And it's a Korean one. I'm shocked.
Yeah. Ugh.
Say.
Ugh. Yeah, I don't know. MMOs. Can't get into them. So was that for you, McChubbers? Is that it for you?
I think that pretty much surmises my
Your whole life?
as of recently pretty boring endeavors right now.
How far are you in the Assassin's Creed rabbit hole? How far
I don't
down?
want to talk about it.
It's just so disappointing the further you get. Did you get to 4? Because people say
I didn't get to 4 because I stopped playing 3. I thought it was just a giant pile of shit.
people say 4 is much better than
I'm
3.
sure it's
which
the
one
most
is 4?
amazing.
Black Flag, the pirate one.
Yeah, I actually really like that one. That one is good.
Well, I'm gonna send it over to Gazeshi here, and he
Wow, he really hates Assassin's Creed now.
I fucking hate 3. I think
4
it's
is
like
really good, man.
I think 3 is just the biggest pile of shit that's like any game ever.
You
Don't
need
skip it. You don't really care about the story in reality.
Just-
skip it. Go to 4.
just get yourself some fucking rum and listen to a bunch of Dropkick Murphys, and then you'll be in the mood to be a pirate and play Black
I'll
Flag.
be in the mood to be drunk. I don't know if I'll be in the mood.
Maybe
to be
that's what it'll
pirate.
take. I don't know. To be honest, like I started Black Flag. I was like, hey, this game's pretty cool. And within 2 hours, I was like, I think I've seen enough. And never played it again. So I'm sure it's fine. It's just like,
Black Flag is actually the first Assassin's Creed game that I've ever played. I avoided them before that, and I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy outside of the whatever like setting they had. I wanted the actual gameplay. I didn't enjoy when you're back in the office talking.
yeah,
to
dude, they,
people or
god
politics.
damn it, they do that with so many of these Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah, it's like I don't care about your overarching like story and the people and whatnot. I just want to be a pirate and sail around
Yeah.
and shoot ships and sneak up on people and knife them and whatnot. I don't care about the stuff in your so-called real world.
I feel like the game was beautiful. It just looked awesome. The acting's really good. Like the presentation is really good until like you get to the gameplay. And I know I sound like a broken record, but I kind of within 2 hours I kind of like kind of seen all this shit before in other games. Played a lot of stealth games. Kind of over following people. Like was really over following people a long time ago. And then
trying to sneak around and assassinate people after 5 minutes of following them is a little lame.
oh god,
But
yeah.
the sailing around on a ship and shooting people is
Yeah.
like,
I like stealth games that give me options, like the newest Splinter Cell games, like Conviction and Blacklist. There's a lot less like
Black
you
is
failed.
pretty good.
Blacklist is really good. The one thing, and I said this before, so I won't drone on about it, but the worst thing about Blacklist is you're playing that it's basically the horde mode in Blacklist, and they have those fucking dogs, and the dog will grab you, and the little RC car will come up and blow you up while the dog has a hold of your arm, and there's nothing you can do, so you lose every goddamn time. Oh,
You gotta take them dogs out before they get to you.
you'd swear you did. And then it's just I don't like it when something can just grab you and then it almost feels like cheating. when it's like, we are going to stop you from defending yourself. Anyway, so I don't know. That game was still really good though. The graphics and everything. Blacklist is good. Play Blacklist. And by the way, Aisha Tyler made me angry because she told everybody to play Splinter Cell Ghosts. Guess what? It's not a fucking game. Aisha Tyler, wannabe gamer. I don't know if you know anything about Aisha Tyler, but she's like always talking about what a gamer she is, and
Those fake gamer chicks.
yeah, man. I mean,
I'm a gamer nerd. No, you just
anyway, yeah, she's.
That's sexist.
Well, I think that Aisha Tyler just does not have time to play games, and that's fucking fine. That's acceptable. I kind of have the same problem, but don't be saying you're this gaming personality, and don't try to hinge your popularity on it, and then say play this game that's not actually a game at all, doesn't exist. Anyway, Kazushi, what have you played? Braid.
The only thing I've played that McJubbers here hasn't really played, recently anyway, is War Thunder.
Oh, you guys didn't get so before you do that, you guys talk about Dungeon Defenders, because I've played.
Oh, right.
I like Dungeon Defenders. I haven't played it enough.
Well, you've probably played enough to support.
I know. I sent McShubbers a message the other day. I was like, man, Kazushi really likes that Dungeon Defenders, doesn't he? Because every time I looked over at him to ask him about the podcast, he had been in there for like 6 hours fucking straight.
One thing you can do in Dungeon Defenders, when you have enough gear that you're, sort of at the end game content, you can actually set up maps and then go at AFK, and other people will join your map and sit there and upgrade and repair your tower defenses and whatnot while you're AFK just getting experience.
Ah,
So
okay.
you don't actually have to actively play it the entire time. And then also when you want to sell things, you have to set up like a shop, and people come in and look at your shop. Well, you have to be in the game to do that. So
You just
set
fucked
your
up my
shop,
story.
optimize the game.
It's kind of artificially inflating everything, but
That's
yeah,
what she
whatever.
said.
Well, if that's what she said, then maybe she should lower her standards.
Damn it, I shouldn't have said that's what she said. The problem with that's what she said is it always goes back to the person that says it, and half the time I say it and I was like, oh wait, no, stop. Don't say
It's too
anything.
late. We've gone too far.
Yeah, so you guys are really getting into the Dungeon Defenders.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's
There's not much to say about it.
a little nice tower defense game.
It's like
So-
an RPG tower defense first or third person hack and slash.
Yeah, it's
combination.
so for those of you who haven't played, all the listeners who haven't played Dungeon Defenders, it's kind of like to console it up for you. It's kind of like Gears of War, but with a lot more RPG, placing towers, stuff. Accuracy is not.
It's very cartoony.
Yeah, accuracy with your weapon it's important, but it's not like blasting headshots from a mile away with a sniper rifle kind of stuff. But yeah, it's mostly RPG.
But it's pretty fun. There's I don't know, 30 or more maps that you can play, and plenty of stuff to do, and it can sort of scale to how much time you want to put into it. You can just play through like the easy mode campaign and play some of the challenges and just be done with it, or you can try to make it to like the late game, which again just scales on monster health and damage. So if you want to beat the game, get all your achievements and whatnot, you gotta just put a lot of time into grinding.
Yeah, see the idea of getting back into that game and doing the early stuff again.
One nice thing is they don't limit you to doing something like that. They fully are fine with people just like training you up. So like if you were to join a game with McJubbers and I, we could get you to level 75, maybe level 78 in.
I'll just sit there and
30 or
drink
45
and
minutes.
yell at you guys.
Yeah, I mean, you could
Okay.
just go AFK and we could finish the map and you'd have all this experience and whatnot.
Okay.
But you kind of miss out on playing it if you haven't done that before.
Actually playing the fucking game, the whole reason I
Right.
should be there. Yeah.
But I mean, sometimes if you played it before, you don't want to just re-go through all those early levels. You already did it, so.
Yeah. Kind of off topic.
Yep.
Awesome Knots is pretty cool too. The game is.
I have
That was a
played it.
segue.
Yeah, right. Fuck segues.
Yeah.
I'm too good for them.
Reason to talk about this? No reason for talking about this.
Yeah, right. Here we go. Totally random game. It doesn't apply at all.
Well, that Skylanders game. That's a thing.
Skylanders, okay. Play the Skylanders. Gotta buy those action
actually,
figures.
since I brought up Skylanders,
Real
I didn't
expensive.
Really intend to. What is Skylanders? Like, I don't understand this shit.
Really?
I don't understand it.
It's.
They've got like the little toys that connect to like the video game system.
All the toys are a tangible version of DLC. So you get the toys, you put them on the portal, and the
Portal.
characters. Yeah, it's a portal, like a big old
Like angelic layer.
You're not helping. Shut up, nerd. Jeez. What is angelic layer? Now I'm confused.
It's
I'm drinking.
You just slide it up carefully.
That's what she said. Yeah, so you have this portal called the Portal of Power. You put your action figures on it, and they show up in the game.
It's a little like disc thing.
No, yeah, I mean it's a big old. I would just Google Portal of Power. It's a big plastic thing with a big old round thing on
I
it.
don't want to Google something that could potentially show me assholes.
The Portal of Power. Oh my god. Oh, I got plenty of
Don't wanna
asshole
see it,
links.
though.
Yeah, it's just another way for them to make more money on what would otherwise be dirt cheap DLC, or not DLC at all. From what I heard, the game's fine, and actually Hans Zimmer wrote the soundtrack to it, and believe it or not, the soundtrack's really good.
Who's this Hans Zimmer?
What?
Sorry, people's names.
Kazushi? Do you know who Hans Zimmer is?
I do.
Okay.
Well, I hate
We must alienate McChubbers, shove them off into the no Hans Zimmer corner. Okay, cool. All right, now that we made an agreement, we'll just ignore it. Have you seen Gladiator? Huh?
Hold on one second. Over in Japan, they have a very popular subset of gaming over there, where you buy cards or
Oh God.
disc or whatever you want to call it,
Here it comes.
and put them face down on like a big electronic board, and you
Like
can play
Yu-Gi-Oh!
wherever you want, like Yu-Gi-Oh.
like Yu-Gi-Oh, guys.
Just
But-
scream
but
when you
in
do
real
it.
life, it's pretty interesting. People spend a lot of money on it. It's like a way more expensive version of a collectible card game. It's
This stuff is making me very angry. God damn it. So if you've seen Gladiator, you've heard Hans Zimmer's music because I believe he wrote the soundtrack to that. So
Well, I'm gonna say that I haven't seen Gladiator just to piss you off.
I can't tell if you're joking or not. You must be joking.
I am.
Okay.
I've seen
I was
Gladiator.
clutching my chest. There's actually a guy I work with who hasn't seen Gladiator, and I told my boss we shouldn't let him come back until he's.
What a fucking question to ask, though. Like,
I know, I hate asking.
why would, what would ever come up to be like, man, this is gonna break our relationship. Have you seen Gladiator?
It totally will make or break a relationship.
So a couple films that he's done music on, other than Gladiator, Black Hawk Down, The Last Samurai, Hannibal.
Oh, I love The Last
Madagascar,
Samurai
Mexico,
soundtrack.
Okay.
all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies he's done. I mean, he's big time composer.
He's as bad as those Pirates of the Caribbean movies are.
They got a good soundtrack.
That's what I was gonna say. They have a good
One of
soundtrack.
them that I've seen.
He's a very big composer, probably the biggest of the modern era. He's kind of like the new. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. John Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, for all you people that don't watch a lot of the older movies and watch newer ones, Inception is another one that he did, but I guess
Yeah.
that's like almost 5 years old now, so I guess that makes me old.
Yeah, we're getting old. Yeah, yeah. Get in your fucking
Sit your ass
wheelchair.
down.
So what else? What else have you been doing, Kazushi, other than bullying McChubbers for not? I don't even remember.
The one game I play that he doesn't play is War Thunder, and that is a mostly World War II airplane and tank simulation game.
I think I talked to Ensign Paz about this on another podcast, but go ahead.
It's pretty interesting. It's not a game for everyone. You have to like that sort of thing, but they try to strive for a lot of historical accuracy. Not saying they actually make it there, but they strive for it. And I don't know, it's kind of neat to be able to play something like that. You know, you can be in the plane that your grandpa was flying in back in World War II or the Korean War or whatnot, or if he was in a tank crew or whatever. And they actually have mixed battles. So you're either in a tank or in a plane and whatnot. You can actually fight against the other type, as well as enemy planes and tanks at the same time. So pretty neat.
So I just want to double check.
Uh-oh.
You're saying not everybody is into it.
I think everyone's into it, whether you want to believe it or not. You just have to accept it into your body.
So you gotta learn about it, and just let it happen.
You have to let it slide up.
Gentle circles.
With care, okay.
With care.
That's all I wanted.
Care
to know
meaning lube.
We had to have care in there.
I
So,
recommend Astroglide. Just saying.
You know, every time you guys do this, I pick up my bottle of vodka. I've given up on the glass now at this point.
And that's what makes you a professional.
Oh, dadgummit, you're right. I remember one of the guys, it was someone arrived at Giant Bomb, and he said, "This place is fueled by malt liquor."
Nudes, malt liquor.
Oh,
snap, that reminds me.
so disgusting.
Starting tomorrow, I actually have to help console my friend, which is because his uncle died.
Oh.
And what that means is
why starting tomorrow?
Well, it's
You're
gonna
like,
end
well,
on Sunday.
Because he didn't care until now.
It's gonna start tomorrow and end on Tuesday, and it's gonna consist of liquor and video games.
Oh my god, dude, I wish you were
Primarily
in...
whiskey.
Why are you not in Portland? What the fuck is wrong with you?
If you're going for whiskey and you're not a big whiskey fan, I recommend getting something like Maker's Mark. Cause
Eagle Rare.
you can drink it in several different ways, and it doesn't taste quite as bad as
I don't think we're going for taste.
Eagle Rare.
I'm at his discretion here.
Actually,
Going for taste, just go buy a bunch of like Black Velvet or something. And
no, fuck you. Get
That's what I'm saying. Ew.
No, I mean, there's people that are not going for taste, and then there's people that want to punish themselves, and those are the people that drink Black Velvet. No, I think if you're going for dirt cheap whiskey, Ezra Brooks is probably the best cheap bourbon. It's better than Old Crow. If you want good whiskey for an affordable price, Eagle Rare is probably the best. It's like $30 a bottle, but I'm poor, so I drink a shitload of Ezra Brooks. But Old Crow is about as cheap as you can get it. It's like $8 a bottle. If you were in Portland, I would totally just like show up already drunk, like consoling a person with alcohol. And have a bottle.
Alcohol. That's blasphemous.
Or I tell you what, West Coast is a great place if you're looking for good beer, man. You almost don't have to even deal with the shitty beer if you don't want to. If you have enough money.
You just not deal with any beer if you don't want to.
How dare you? Good beer is good. PBR, Coors.
Good beer is still bad.
No!
I don't know, there are
Kazushi?
No,
I'm not a huge beer drinker, but there are some pretty good beers out there. I hate beer.
Deschutes Brew. What is.
Did
Okay.
you ever try the tangerine wheat ale?
no.
One time, get your ass up here, and I'll take you out and get you some of that.
Where are you?
Salem.
Oh, okay. Well, shit. You guys are all too far south. Too far south for my
Not
northern.
too far north. Fuck you, man.
Yeah.
Dadgum. Oh my god, I'm forgetting my.
It is like a whole, 45-minute drive from Portland to Salem.
Dude, you guys should totally come to Portland and get fucked up in a bar. Drink some.
As opposed to outside of a bar.
Well, you
Just
can't.
outside the bar.
With your bottles of liquor. We're not inside, fuck you. You can't tell us we can't drink here. Of course, we'd get probably arrested for drinking in public and everything, but. It's a dumb law, but people can get assaulted and robbed when they're wandering around drunk in public, so that's part of the reason why it exists. I don't know. And cops love giving out chicken shit tickets too, so. But, what else have you been into other than beer and liquor and, what other video games?
War Thunder.
Yeah, War Thunder.
I would
Pushing
say
buttons.
In the last month, it's been mostly Dungeon Defenders with a mix of War Thunder and Payday 2.
Okay.
I guess I played some Flash games in Congregate. You guys know what that is?
I know what Flash.
Enlighten us.
It's
Flash
like
games are the old Unity games.
It's like a congregation of crappy Flash games, and then they put out new ones all the time, and then you get like little Flash game achievement points that don't mean anything, just like any achievement points don't mean anything. But yeah, so
How often does Trogdor show up?
not often enough.
Well then, fuck that. That so they just fire him
I
out.
don't know if someone's old. Trogdor.
Yeah. this
So,
this 6-year-old Flash site.
The site.
Oh, did
the
they?
First time in years and years and years they updated the site. I think it was on April 1st actually.
Really?
Yeah.
April 1st, 2003.
Should have just held it off till
No,
420.
it was this year. They touched the site and they I can't remember what they did. I think they did like a new intro or something like that.
That's
And then they just
okay.
left it again.
Bait and switch. Okay, that's fine. Okay. God damn it, Mr. Mackey. I like Homestar Runner a lot. I don't have the attention span to beat all those point-and-click games, but they're really funny. If you guys like Homestar Runner, I highly recommend those point-and-click games if you can tolerate sitting through them. ADD ruins it for me. That's my only flaw.
One thing I have been doing other than video games, I just finished watching the HBO miniseries The Pacific. That was really quite good. Very graphic. And
Are
funny,
there
but-
giant robots in the Pacific?
No, that's a
Are
different.
there's something about rims in the Pacific?
Rim jobs.
Does it slide in?
Attack on Titan Abridged, everyone. Watch it. Enjoy it.
I'm sorry
Yeah.
I started all that.
Dude, no, I started all that with my friggin' picture.
I don't know what. Oh, yeah, you're right. You
Yeah, we
did.
Skyped
So
it.
what is the Pacific? Now that we're ignoring Butthole Man over.
Sorry.
It is the Pacific War version of Band of Brothers.
Oh, okay.
So World War II, you know, and it follows them through the little island hopping campaign and whatnot. 10 episodes. It's really good. It's really terribly emotional, but yeah, I don't know. It's really good. Watch it.
I need to start with Band of Brothers because it's on Amazon and I've actually never seen it.
Yeah, it's pretty good too. I mean, that whole style of miniseries is pretty nice.
Mhm. Well,
It really kind of takes you to those moments.
What about
Obviously,
Roots?
obviously not not as powerful as being there, but we'll take that as a good option.
for us soft ass civilians and everything, play video games and not fighting for our country like real man.
I don't want it.
Hey, that's sexist. Women can do it now too.
They can. There's not a lot of women in combat. But-
Shocking, isn't it?
Well, most people over there are not actually engaging in combat anyway. If you
Good.
talk to well, no, they stick them out there and then they get fired upon and then they say go to the bunker. But they're not allowed to shoot back. So, I know a guy just came back from there, I don't know, a few years ago, and yeah, there's no more shooting back for some of them. I don't know if that's different with like the Marines or whatever, but it's dumb. That whole fucking Middle East war is dumb. Like, I get it immediately after 9/11, but 6 8 years later, whatever. It's yeah, whatever. Anyway,
68 years.
yeah, 68 years and 9/11 happened. Yeah.
Hey, we're still in Germany from Japan.
We're stationed, but we're like just kind of there. We're not like
We're not
engaged.
going to be peacekeepers, yeah.
It's business. I mean, there's got to be some business motive over there. I mean, it's America's a business. Don't know if you know that.
It's also a business.
Video games.
Video game.
See how I did that? So I guess I'll just move on to me since we're kind of
And
floundering.
go ahead and turn the program off now.
How dare you? I think every time someone frowns upon me or insults me, I should take a drink.
All right.
If
how
that,
much we got left in the bottle?
oh god, too much.
Just finish in
If
like
this,
4 minutes.
dude, yeah, right, I would just pass out and
It's only
die.
the two of us. I mean, might be 4 seconds.
You would just hear my fucking headset hit the floor after a little while. No, I gotta work tomorrow, so I can't exactly be hitting the bottle too hard. So I haven't been playing much new stuff, except I did play the first mission of Sniper Elite 3.
Oh.
That game is it's good. It's fun.
It better than that Sniper Elite 2? Because that was kind of lame.
I actually really,
Pile of shit.
I really liked Sniper Elite 2. I thought Sniper Elite 2 is a great game. The deal is, I think Sniper Elite should be approached in the same manner that you approach, damn it, what was that other World War II game that came out pretty early on in the Xbox 360's lifetime? And don't say Call of Duty.
Medal of Honor?
No. It was a shooter, but it was
Titanfall?
I didn't know there was giant robots in World War II. This is the part they didn't tell us.
We went over this already.
Huh? What?
I thought we went over it already. Pacific.
There you
A
go.
lot of rims. Anywhere.
Some Brothers in Arms? Brothers in Arms. Hell's Highway or something like that. Something like that. It's kind of like that, meaning... I mean, it's a shooter, but it's kind of like a puzzle in the way that you approach it. You can't just run around like a crazy person. You kind of have to be tactical about it.
I don't know. I played the first mission or whatever that it allows you to play because I got it for free on Steam.
Yeah.
Like a month or two ago. I played the first mission and like the sniping aspect was fine and whatnot, but it just felt kind of lame. Like, so I'm approaching, I guess, from a more realistic standpoint. I was hoping it was going to be a little bit more in depth as to what a sniper actually does, and it's still very run and gun, which is
Oh, yeah.
how it is.
Well, first off, does it give you a spotter?
It doesn't give you a spotter, but in World War II you didn't always have one, especially on the Russian and German front.
Fair enough.
You do have to aim above the target, though, and I think I think if you crank up the difficulty, it gets, you can adjust it and make it more realistic or whatever.
Does it still put that little dot on there and like, oh, yep, there you go. It's
You
on the
can,
head now.
I think you can shut off those assists, in
I would
2
hope
at
so.
least.
That's lame.
The frustrating thing about 3 is unless there's something I'm missing, they kind of disabled a lot of the customization and the difficulty. So there's just like 5 different difficulties, and I was like, I want to play it on easy, but I still want to get all of the wind effects and shooting from above the target.
So you can't like actually make it your custom game. You just have to play in a preset mode.
Yeah, you can change the difficulty, but you unfortunately can't change the details of each difficulty. So I think that enemy bullets hurt a lot, and I don't have time to keep fucking replaying the last checkpoint or dying and going back to my last save. I would like the enemies to hurt less and still aim above the target, but it's just all lumped together, unfortunately. So when you roll back, it turns on a lot of the assists and all that, which is kind of lame because I want more
Well,
control.
You know, they have to make it easy for the console noobs.
I suppose. Well, it's not. It's not easy on normal. That's the thing. Like, if you fuck around, there's like a dozen dudes ready to kill you at all times. Like, and then you have to kill. You have to like kill the commander at the end of the first level or something like that. And it is, but it's like set in Africa, which I apparently I don't.
They had a lot of sniper play in Africa.
I don't know shit about history, dude. I mean, I know the basics, but you know the same shit that they tell you every year in school. But yeah, I don't know history. I don't know. I played the first level and it seems fine. Same shooting through dudes, and the X-ray stuff is kind of better than it was in Sniper Elite 2. It's just I think I'll start playing it on easy because I'm bad I am bad at that game, and I get impatient and do stupid stuff and die. And then act like it wasn't my fault.
Then I do not recommend EVE Online, friend.
No, I've heard about that game and it frightens me. Every time I hear.
I put a few hundred hours into that.
I like what EVE is. I like hearing about like that, like the giant war that happened. I actually talked about that on the show, like last year or something like that. They had that big old battle, and it killed a shitload of Titans.
Yeah. Yep. EVE can be pretty intense.
Yeah.
It's not very forgiving.
I like hearing people talk about it. I just don't want to play it. I'm not interested at all. Don't have time.
I actually laid some people off just recently too. CCCP. The people that made it.
Wow, really?
They were going for another project, and the project ended up getting canned. So everyone who was working on that project also got canned.
Yikes. I'm sure those guys have pretty good job. Yeah, there's the word. Unprofessional game.
I would think so.
So other than Sniper Elite 3, I kind of got back into Doom 3 and I actually shut off that video because it was giving me a headache trying to look at that and talk at the same time. But Doom 3 is still fine. Nobody makes shooting like id. So even though the game is old and the graphics aren't quite as pretty as I remember them, I still have a lot of fun shooting enemies, and I don't mind that they're.
Play Doom 1.
I have played Doom 1 a lot, maybe more than I care to.
What I'm trying to say is you have an addiction to more than just alcohol.
Yes, and that is why I'm here doing this video game show. It's my second addiction in life, second to alcohol. But I don't.
Because that's why everybody's here.
Indeed.
We condone addiction to video games.
And the video game industry is very generous to support our problem. So
it's true.
Actually, right now it's not, but.
Well, I mean, Humble Bundle does it all the time. Just saying.
I commonly look at the Humble Bundle and go, I think I'm good right now. But
I probably look at the Humble Bundle and go, well, I already own those.
Yeah, you're right.
There's actually a new game coming out pretty soon that I'm excited about. I don't think a lot of people will be, but I'm excited about it. It's Defense Grid 2.
I think I have Defense Grid, yeah.
Defense Grid was like one of the better tower defense games out there. It's really well balanced and enjoyable to play through, and now they have 2 coming out very soon.
I feel bad. Ensign Paws gave me a defense game. He got it for me on Steam, and I'm already forgetting what it's called.
It sounds like every time you bring him up, it's just because you've kind of ignored anything he's done for you.
I just express ungratitude and hatred towards him, and never appreciate anything he's done for me. No, it's a joke. That's a joke. Tower Wars. Tower Wars is a game.
Tower Wars.
Yeah, it's.
I played some of that.
It's
all right. It's kind of.
See,
just lost over and over again when I'm done with this.
It starts really slow, and I'm getting tired of the boring ass tutorializing beginning of games. Like, some games need a tutorial, I get it, but man, if the beginning of a game is slow, I may not make it. But I play a lot of games, so I think I also played this awful game called Collapse. Some of you may have played. It's a horrible Russian. I think it's Russian. Like, imagine Space Marine, where you have like a melee weapon and a gun.
Okay.
Except for like all the combat, you just kind of feel like you're flailing around. There's no real tactile nature to the combat, so you just feel like you're swinging your weapon, and you're probably hitting them. You know, they eventually die. The shooting is okay. I told myself I should play it because I bought it, but it's really bad. It's really bad, but the shooting is okay. The shooting is okay. You know, it's probably the best thing about the game. I don't know if I can continue with that horrible game though. I'm actually just looking at my recents on Steam. I tried to play Rise of the Triad. I played that for about an hour, the new one, Rise of the Triad. It's fine. I think I'm over jumping on platforms that are moving in the air. Like, I just don't have the patience. Like, because you keep fucking falling off of them, and then you spend 20 minutes just trying to get up there to grab those coins. Because the game has coins, like old Res the Triad did. You collect these coins, and then, I don't know, I'm assuming you use them to spend on something. Because you're sure to pick up a lot of these.
You collect coins.
Yeah, like Mario coins, you know? It's just a lot of jumping off of these booster pads and trying to land on things. And, so yeah. I don't know. That game's fine. If you like those crazy old school games, I recommend it. I kind of got back into the new Tomb Raider game. It's still fine. I don't know.
I played like maybe an hour or so on it. Like I got to the island, assuming they haven't put out a new one since then. I got to the island,
Yeah.
And like did some stuff on there, and then I just kind of haven't.
You should push through. It gets better. It's got a slow start.
Like I didn't mind it. I didn't hate the game. It just kind of didn't go back to it.
It gets more fun the more guns and stuff you collect. I recently got Kane Lynch 2 Dog Days. I've beaten it before, but it was dirt cheap. So that game's pretty fun for co-op. It's a 4-hour game, but it doesn't slow down for a minute. So if you just want to shoot shit, it's so much better than the first one. Oh my god. So
I'll have to keep that in mind.
yeah, I recommend it. If you want to shoot with other people, play that. It's a good 2-player co-op. Max Payne 3, beating that for like the 4th time. I don't know. It's really good. If you like Man on Fire, it's even better than Man on Fire. And trust me, Man on Fire is a good movie. They do the thing where they get kidnapped and then you got to go track them down. But the more you chase them, the more you realize these guys are up to something crazy, and I don't know what it is. So there's an oh my god moment in that game that blew my mind. So yeah, recommend it. And Outlast is fine. I played Outlast. I just don't like being chased around while I'm trying to hit buttons, and that pissed me off. So, but I think we're gonna have to shut down this the show because it's getting a little late.
It is.
So look me up on YouTube, Gabe0083. Listeners, you can probably find this podcast online. The video portion doesn't mean shit, but it's just easy to post if I record my monitor. Twitter is also Gabe0083. If you just Google Video Gabecast, you'll find me. So use all those outlets. I'm on Facebook, whatever. I'm really trying to expand. Tell everyone you know. I want to get more than 30 downloads a week, hopefully. If any of you want to be on the show, just send me a message on Facebook or Twitter or fucking whatever. Because I need more guests. This is a miracle. What's happening? Huh?
Truly, he's desperate to have me on here.
It's horror. We didn't bring up asses for nothing.
God damn it. The moment Horde came up, I was like, oh, here we go. Butthole jokes are coming once again. Oh,
Slide in real nice.
you sound like Borat. Anyway, Video Gabecast. Signing off. It's been fun. Big Jubbers. Kajichi. Yo.
Update on it.
These are the different things that you can do with different phones, and here's some of the brands, and so on and so forth. And she's like, oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna go talk to some salesman at some Verizon store or something.
If you've ever listened to any of the other shows, Ensign Paz is also going to school for like mechanical engineering and building robots.
L.
Did you get to 4?
I didn't get to 4 because I stopped playing 3. I thought it was just a
Join a game.
gotta learn about it.
I think every Dog Sport came out and I was like, this stuff. Yo. Hang on a second. Dog Sport came out and I was like, this doesn't look next gen at all. Not from a graphical perspective or from a I haven't played perspective.